The key to getting as much profit as humanly possible inside of Amazon is ranking on page 1. In this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how we've been doing it over and over for the 20 plus brands that we currently and actively manage. We just took 2 brands this month to some stellar results. We had one brand that we took from $33,000 a month to $101,000 per month while maintaining above a 30% profit margin, which is important. It's pretty easy to grow revenue. It's not always easy to grow profitably, and it's very important to remember that. The most important metric that I look at is profit, and I believe that you should do that too, with the exception of very large companies that are trying to come in and take market share. That being said, in this video, I'm gonna break down A to Z our exact strategies that we use in order to rank in Amazon, specifically ranking on the first page. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump right in. I believe in leading with value, so let's get it right to the races. First, I'm gonna show you a few screenshots of some recent results that we've gotten. That way I know what I'm talking about. There are lots of gurus out there that like to give information. You gotta be very careful about your information sources. Jumping right in, you can take a look at one of the products that we're currently scaling. You can see that here's 140,000 searches per month. Strong keyword. You can see another one, 122,000 searches per month. And over the past month, we've taken from rank 22, all the way down to rank 4, right? So now we're getting a lion's share of this search volume, and they're seeing our products, which is just fantastic, which leads to more sales, which leads to more revenue. You can see here we have another search term, 72,000 a month. We've taken it from 16 all the way down to 8. And across the board, you can see that we're ranking very well for the product keywords that we're targeting. And it's not by luck. It's by design. It's by utilizing proven systems that break down exactly how we go about ranking the product. In order to really understand how to rank a product inside of Amazon from an SEO perspective, we need to understand the algorithm first. So the first thing that I look at when I'm evaluating how I'm gonna scale inside of Amazon is the relevancy. Is your product truly relevant? Amazon loves relevancy, and it's gonna reward relevancy. So with that being said, let's play the game. Let's become relevant. So for this product, for instance, we targeted specific keywords that we knew that we could take over. So the root keyword for this product is hand sanitizer. Hand sanitizer is very competitive. And that is probably not the best thing to come in and start trying to rank for against Purell and these other large brands right off the bat. So how can we launch into a hyper competitive market like hand sanitizer and still rank number 4 for these very high search volume keywords? And the answer is through systems, proven systems. I'm gonna break down the algorithm for you from a high level. We have click-through rate, which is essentially your main image and how attractive a person coming to your store thinks that your product is from a value proposition standpoint. You have conversion rate, which is arguably also incredibly important. This helps Amazon understand your relevancy. It helps Amazon understand, do people really even want to buy your products for this search term? So with these 2 alone covers a pretty large majority of the algorithm, in my opinion. So before we even get started with all these technicals and how everything works, you need to make sure that your fundamentals are down for your main image, make sure that the value proposition is there and the consumers are gonna want your product, and make sure you're targeting from a relevant standpoint. I could go on and on. This is an SEO video, so I'm not gonna go too much into the marketing. I have other marketing videos if you wanna jump into those. I'm gonna focus more on the actual high level data. For those 2 metrics, that is essentially 1/3 of Amazon. So spending time iterating, understanding, and creating things based on data is super important. So for this product, for instance, we took a look at hand sanitizer. We understood what people were looking for. They were looking for travel hand sanitizer. There wasn't enough room in the market. This sanitizer solved a lot of the pain points that we found through our product research. So we already knew off the bat that this product was good. And in order for us to rank it inside of Amazon, this is an important factor. So before we even jump into the full SEO thing, it's very difficult to rank a product that people people don't want. It's just you're fighting an uphill battle. So we want to make sure we stack the cards in our favor as we scale. From there, we have a few other different elements. Organic sales, we have 180-day sales volume. So how much sales you get over the past 180 days. We have your PPC sales. The amount of reviews you have are obviously very, very important. So PPC is a huge element, and inside of Amazon, it is a pay-to-play marketplace. So we will complement our SEO strategy here. So we specifically pick hand sanitizer spray, hand sanitizer travel size, and we incorporate that into our PPC strategies. That way it's complementing. And we're always taking a look at our overall search terms and how they're performing in the market, if they're relevant, if they're not relevant. And what we do is we continue to improve and become more and more relevant for specific search terms that we're targeting. So if we can see that 30% of people are purchasing our product for spray hand sanitizer, for instance, how can we get that to 35%? Is there a way we can incorporate spray hand sanitizer inside of our main imagery? We also have your overall sales from external traffic, which is huge. So driving some Google shoppers or driving shoppers from Meta. These type of things really can help. And on top of that, we have our impressions that we're getting and your seller authority, which is how much overall authority do you have inside of Amazon's algorithm from being a vendor for 7 years and 100,000 products. So tons and tons of things inside of the algorithm that do affect your ability to rank. What I like to focus on is becoming hyper relevant, hyper optimized. So to start from scratch, I'm gonna show you an example. I wanted to essentially rank again. This is how I would do it. And I would spend a lot of time building my master keyword list. This is something a lot of sellers neglect. And when you neglect the master keyword list, you're gonna have difficulties making a lot of money because the most common keywords are typically pretty competitive, and most sellers only target 5 or 10 of the competitors in their marketplace to pull keywords from, when there is so much more ways to find these longer tail keywords, residual keywords. Then I'm gonna go you through exactly how we build ours. So we can see here Purell. Everybody knows Purell. I shouldn't say everyone, but unless you're living under a rock, maybe you don't know them. So what I would do is really try to find, the hand sanitizers. So let's start adding these. And what we can do, Data Dive, code GigaBrain for 20% off. One of the best softwares in the Amazon space, if not the best software. Absolutely love Data Dive. They have been instrumental, in my opinion, for helping us have a clear understanding of SEO, clear way and clear path forward for ranking. And, obviously with that comes results, because being able to see a very clear overlay of everything that's going on from an SEO perspective is important. It's very, very important. And the other softwares, although you can track the rank, I don't see as good of overlays or as good as visuals, probably because I'm a visual person. I find Data Dive just super helpful. So here we're gonna load the competitors and we're gonna see, exactly what is going on inside of this niche, just to start from a base of the keywords. All right, so you can see here, it gives us relevancy scores based on what Data Dive thinks is relevant. Now these aren't always accurate. We wanna go in and really understand, okay, these are all Purell hand sanitizers, but we probably want to find some non-Purell hand sanitizers. So we can come in here and start finding, here's another Wet Ones hand sanitizer. So we can click that one. We got Go-Go Industries hand sanitizer, Baby Gigantics formulating pump. Now this one's great because I saw that a lot of people want baby friendly hand sanitizer. And the problem was a lot of people that wanted, a lot of these baby hand sanitizers are scented, which parents don't typically like. So having that type of data is super important for when you go in and try to find a hand sanitizer that you would want to launch, for instance, that's gonna differentiate. Honest, that seems very honest. So we can come in here, obviously Purell. We probably don't want to only do Purell. I'm just going to click a few of these just to get this going so we can have a good example. Sanitizer, Avant, alcohol-free. Awesome. So now that we have a solid, set, we got 26. Once I had more relevancy, I'd probably go in and get 50 and select all of the products that I really wanted for the niche that I'm targeting. However, since we're at a very high level right now, I'm just going to dive on the 26. I'm gonna take a look at what keywords they're targeting and then understand, okay, are there any opportunities to come in here and scale? How are the competitors really ranking for them currently. And Amazon is a demand capture platform. What does that mean? We're not generating demand. I'm not coming in here and trying to get more people to buy hand sanitizer. I'm just not. I'm coming in and I'm capturing the demand for what people are searching for. Now, that's different than your other mediums like TikTok or Instagram, where you can create that buzz and you can drive traffic. With Amazon, we're trying to dive in there and hook that traffic. So taking a look at what's already there is important. So here we have a basic dive here, and this is going to be covering those products that we mentioned earlier. So we have quite a bit of products coming up showing us how long they've been in business, how much sales they're doing. It always amazes me, I guess not as much anymore, but just seeing, 70,000, 100,000, obviously a lot of these are Purell, but the amount of volume that goes into all these different products is just, it's always eye-opening to see. So here we see all the search terms: hand sanitizer, we have a hemp hand sanitizer, so now we have another angle we could go after. We got hand sanitizer pumps, antibacterial hand sanitizer, Amazon hand sanitizer. And from here, I want to find keywords that I find are relevant. And say, for instance, hemp hand sanitizer, right? This is an interesting search volume keyword. A little bit low, only 500, so it's not something that I would aggressively go after, but clicking and taking a look at something like this is a niche, if it had higher search volume, that is very attractive to someone like me. This is something that we can create a very unique main image that really, really relates to the search term, and then we can capture that traffic. So you can see here people are advertising, this is eucalyptus on this niche because it's a smaller search volume keyword. And a lot of this is hemp moisturizer. You have hand sanitizer, not necessarily hemp hand sanitizer. So when we look in here, it looks like an underserved niche, obviously very, very small, but I don't see any hand sanitizer in here. So, that's something to be observant of. And really coming in here and understanding and taking a look at, okay, what keywords could we market for and actually drive traffic to and understand. So here's another one, hand sanitizer for school, just your basic hand sanitizer. So what could be missing here? Some opportunity to position literally a hand sanitizer for school. Become super, super relevant for one keyword. Maybe incorporate something that is needed on your kid's backpack or some sort of value proposition that you can use to do better than the competitors because you're becoming very, very relevant. After this, what I do is I pick all the terms that are going to be relevant for my product. So maybe waterless hand sanitizer, yada, yada, yada. So what I'm doing now is you can select keywords that you want to exclude, maybe the things that aren't very relevant for you. You can select all those. And once you get your keywords all sorted out, now you have built a master keyword list and we can just export it. And now you have built a master keyword list that you can target. You can also see your outlier keywords to see if there's any keywords inside of here that could also be important to market to. So from our master keyword list, we can click on roots, and now we're going to really understand the root keywords, and we can identify, okay, which angle can we use to take and market products. So hand sanitizer kid, that one has 17,000. So this could be a market you could become really hyper relevant for. You have mini hand sanitizer, also a great one to become relevant for, 58,000 search volume. So really identifying which pocket of SEO you want to come after, and then becoming hyper relevant. So having really good main images, really good creative, and positioning this. Once we have an understanding of how we want to target and built out our master keyword list, we can export that, and now we're going to build a copy. So let me start walking through how we go through and where we utilize our master keyword list in order to put it into our copy. So now that we built our master keyword list, we need to now take those keywords and implement them in order to start training Amazon's brain to say, hey, this is what your product is, and this is what it's relevant for. As I mentioned earlier, becoming hyper relevant is really important because if we tailor our marketing to a specific audience, our conversion levels are gonna be a lot higher. And then with marketing, we typically have a push moment to push away people we don't want in order to pull the people that we do want in. So if we want people coming in from school, we typically market with a back to school or some sort of mechanism to show that it is for school. But at the same time, we're showing that this isn't for old people's homes or this is not for a hospital. You want to make sure that you're really marketing to one specific audience, one customer avatar. By doing this, you'll become more relevant than your competition, and you can come in and take over market share where perhaps there was an older dinosaur like Purell. However, they are so broad that you have opportunity to come in and take the market share. So now there's 10 areas that we really want to focus on while we're ranking for the SEO. We have the title, which is the most important, and it's the most important for a multitude of reasons. One, it's the first thing that your customer is going to see when they search for your product. Two, it's the first thing that Amazon takes into account while they are analyzing and understanding what your product is. So if you are selling hand sanitizer for kids, we want to make sure that that is in the title and really placing these listings for relevancy. Then we need to do the search term fields, which is also very important. We need to fill out the bullet points. Something that I see most sellers not doing is having your A+ with crawlable text. Very important to have crawlable text on your images because Amazon is analyzing your images. So just because this is an image, for instance, where it says title, search term fields, bullet points, Amazon would still understand that. And Amazon's algorithm's actually getting more and more smart. We have Rufus and Cosmo coming out, which are analyzing your images and then telling a summary of what your images are. So now if we have hand sanitizer for children and we display that through imagery, we are now becoming more relevant inside of Amazon's algorithm. So in my opinion, as we move forward through digital marketing, relevancy is going to be becoming king for really being able to launch new products and profitably scale. That being said, there are amazing marketers that can take over much broader search terms. But for the average marketer without millions of dollars in capital behind them, this is the route that's going to happen. From there, we have the brand story. We can do the brand story meta description. We have the question and answers, social posts, as well as external links. So all these things are ways that you can utilize the SEO in order to organically place. And by utilizing all these across your listings, you're going to continue to train Amazon this is relevant. One thing to take note of is really understanding if there are 10 bullet points that you can have in your niche, use all 10. Don't just use 5. Make sure that you have 250 characters in each bullet point, at least 1,000 total text in your bullet points for SEO. Your title needs to be juiced up. We gotta juice this title up. Super important part. I really do not like it when I see sellers only using 50% on their title. It makes no sense to me. When you look at how you make money inside of Amazon, it's through organic traffic the majority of the time. And without utilizing all the keywords and positioning your product to really take market share, it doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, there is very few exceptions where your product is only marketing a very small set of keywords. In that case, it can make sense to have a smaller title because smaller titles tend to have a higher conversion, but you are now suffering from the SEO side. And SEO is so important. So if we take a complete recap of what I've talked about in this video, we need very relevant keywords, very relevant products. We need to really tailor our marketing to complement our SEO and understanding the algorithm in terms of what factors it takes to rank your SEO. And then from there, creating a strategy that complements each part. And to be honest with you, that's why Amazon is so difficult. And that's why tons and tons of 7-figure and even 8-figure brands come to us and say, Hunter or GigaBrain, can you guys please help us out? Because you need to have a full-time team for each different position. And inside of GigaBrain Growth Partners, we have that. We have a team of A+ players that are experts in their field. And inside of Amazon, sure, I see sometimes in-house teams will have maybe a good PPC guy, or maybe they'll have a good category guy, but it is very rare for me to come across a team that is an expert in all areas. And in order to really scale on Amazon, you need to silo these positions out in your business. You need to have a SEO expert. You need to have a master keyword list expert. You need to have a really good main image analyst. You need to have a really good graphics designer. You need to have someone that really understands PPC. You need to have someone that understands logistics. I mean, this is a hard business. And in my opinion, that's why I see so many sellers not doing well, so many sellers failing, and then they blame Amazon. Amazon doesn't work. Amazon works. It works very well. We have 20 plus brands that we are absolutely crushing it for. The problem isn't Amazon. The problem is your systems, or their systems. And if you are looking for a growth partner that's gonna come in, that's gonna analyze your business A to Z, understand every component of your business, not just your PPC, not just your SEO, not just creating some random images, but understanding your process from A to Z in speedy process. And would love for you to book a meeting in the bio. We'll go through a one-on-one meeting. I'll build out the exact strategy, the exact game plan to take you from where you are now, whether it be 0, 10K, 30K, 100K a month, and help you double, triple, quadruple your business. We just took Bluetex from 30K a month to 101K a month. We just took a jump rope brand to 180,000 a month. We just took, the list goes on. The list goes on. So would love to be able to build an actionable strategy. And at the end of the day, I get fulfillment from providing value. And whether or not GigaBrain Growth Partners is a team for you, at the end of the day, if I provided you value and I made your day a little bit better, that makes me happy. So feel free to book a meeting in the bio. I have another meeting where I talk about main images. This video is great, very, very powerful. If you're not booking a meeting, let's watch that video. I'm gonna put it right here.